In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful.
Assalamu alaikum, and welcome to Islam. This week on the program, we thought that we would reiterate for you, our viewing audience, just how important the IIS Islam program is to the community at large.
The program Islam teaches the basic concepts of Islam to the overall conceptual framework, to the inner journey that man takes to find his spiritual connection with God.
To illustrate this, we thought that we would relive with you some of our past programs, the ones that we have received the most interest and calls about. So, relax and let's watch.
Since its beginning in 1985, the Islamic Information Service has strived towards its main aim of making Islam better understood, not only by the non-Muslims, but by the Muslims themselves, who also must understand the issues they are facing in this society in the light of Islam and its values. What makes the task of the Islamic Information Service more challenging is the fact that there is such little information about Islam available to people here. What little that is known about Islam by an average American is known through what the media presents. Consequently, Islam has become a legitimate object of both fascination and uncritical accusation.
I could tell you little or nothing about Islam, the religion.
I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with that. Islam? No.
What I know about the religion of Islam, it's a very ancient religion. As far as I know, it's the national religion of Israel.
I don't like the way they treat their women. It's despicable.
They're weird. They dress in funny clothes.
They worship the man. They have the man on earth as their God.
The TV program Islam began in 1985 because the Muslim community was convinced of its need.
The program you're about to watch is a new beginning, a beginning which is badly needed on the American scene. It's a gift from American Muslims to their society with the hope that Islam, the last of the monotheistic religions, and with all that it's capable of offering, is clearly understood.
The program within 1 year, 1986, started airing in Chicago. Thereafter, the IIS established affiliates in many different major cities: Houston, Detroit, Washington, D.C., New York, Phoenix, Atlanta, and San Diego all raised the money for their own airtime. United by the thread of Islam, they joined forces to enable IIS to acquire the necessary technology to accomplish this task, and also to use it to produce audiovisual material as needed. Since the program is not in many other Muslim communities, IIS has addressed the need by introducing the idea of a Tape of the Month Club. Each subscriber receives a cassette containing the 4 recent programs delivered to his door. IIS now has a full-fledged studio capable of high-quality pre- and post-production work. Staffed by full-time, highly qualified people, it can now go about its task of catering to the tremendous need of producing audiovisual products suitable for all viewers of different ages, with the main aim of promoting a better understanding of Islam and Muslims. Many different groups, politicians, teachers, university students, religious groups, and media turn to IIS for explanations of Muslim politics, practices, and belief. This can lead naturally to the clearing up of misconceptions and to the useful exchange of information. The aim is not to convert or persuade, but to inform. The world now is a global community in which most of the walls and barriers are fast disappearing. Sharing information with each other about ourselves is a social and moral obligation, besides being a religious duty. The Islamic Information Service has come a long way with your support. but we still have a very long way to go. We must not stop dreaming. Our work has just begun. We must hope in the years as IIS emerges as an institution that it will have its own television and broadcasting stations across the country, carrying the word of Islam to near and distant areas of the world, from which God is increasingly forgotten.
As you've just seen, Islam tackles a myriad of different approaches to problems and questions of our time. A show with this much diversity costs thousands of dollars a week to produce.
It's precisely the diversity and the willingness of the television program Islam to face issues that are real and paramount in our society today from the Islamic perspective that it's so important for you to help us keep this program on the air. It costs a lot of money to produce this program, and without your support, we just won't survive.
And remember, this is your program. We exist to inform you. Therefore, we ask you to continue to contribute and contribute generously so that your program, your Islam, can stay on the air. And now, Nasiha, what's our next clip?
Well, we're getting ready to take a look at the late Mohammed Assad, an interview that I had done with him in Spain several years ago. It was probably the most profound experience of my life, and I think probably one of the best interviews I've seen on television today.
Join us for the late scholar Mohammed Assad.
On behalf of the Islamic Information Service, I would like to thank everyone who made this trip to Marbella, Spain possible. We are at the villa of the renowned scholar Mohammed Assad, Dar al-Andalus. We are in the mountains of Mijas. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
It's so wonderful to see you.
Welcome here.
Thank
My
you.
pleasure.
Thank you. The weather is variable in Spain. It's supposed to rain
Yes,
this afternoon.
But I hope it won't.
Well, thank you very much. Well, we're gonna go through with this whether it rains or not.
Yes.
During the last few decades, several Islamic scholars have brought to the attention of the Muslims their state of apathy and their need to reconnect with Islam and its values. But few of them have had the impact of the renowned Mohammed Assad. His translation of the message of the Quran into English and several of his other books, including The Road to Mecca, which is his own personal odyssey, are widely read. We will explore today with him the many different subjects which he has written on and which are of interest to our many viewers. Mr. Assad, before you came to Islam, what was your religious inclination? And did your view of God subsequently change?
No, I had no religious inclination, precisely. And I was originally Jew, but nominally only. And I did not like the regulations of Judaism and the insistence of men serving God. This is one thing. God does not need service as such. And the second thing was the exclusivity of the Jews. They think that the whole world, whole creation is made for their sake only. Whatever happens in the world is a result of their doings. If they behave well, so all rewards come from God, and if they behave badly, the world turns against them. So that displeased me, this egocentric, self-centered idea. But I had no religious inclination as such. And my approach to Islam was quite different.
In your approach to Islam, what is your vision of God? What is your God concept?
My concept of God is that God exists, that I cannot understand Him, that I cannot comprehend Him, that He is infinite. My brain cannot operate with the concept of infinity or in time or in space. And I can have no idea what God is and how He is. I only know that He is, and that He is the Creator, all-powerful, and that He embraces everything in His knowledge.
Barbaric, terrorist, violent, uncivilized, rich, and lusting. That's how Muslims are presented in the American press, the popular TV programs, and the movies. The American audience sees only the negative images of Muslims and the Islamic philosophy. This negative stereotyping is harmful in two ways. First, it reinforces misunderstandings and differences between Muslims and non-Muslims. And second, it provides very undesirable role models for the Muslim youth. Social scientists and media pundits such as Harold Laswell, Robert Merton, and Marshall McLuhan hold that one of the constructive and positive functions of mass media in a society is to enhance unity and harmony amongst the different ethnic groups. Stereotyping of the Muslims in the popular media has accomplished exactly the opposite. Because of a constant bombardment of negative Muslim images, an American viewer is suspicious, skeptical, and scared of Muslims and Islam. In today's program, we will look at several examples of media stereotyping in the newspapers, school and college textbooks, news shows on television, and the popular movies.
That is your Supreme Court, am I right?
Right.
Where your laws are interpreted.
That's right. You have that kind of setup where you live?
Not exactly. Our laws are handed down by Allah, by God.
To
me?
Oh.
What were you going to do? Make me a part of your harem and tell me about it afterwards?
Don't have a harem. I have some wives.
Wives? You've got some wives?
You've seen the clips from our programs. You know what we do. It's important that you help us keep this program alive because it's your program, and without your support, we cannot survive.
We ask you to recall in the first 3 ayahs of Surah Al-Baqarah, the longest surah in the Quran, we are admonished to give from what Allah has given to us. The verses are as follows. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alif Lam Mim. ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ الَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْغَيْبِ وَيُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةَ وَمِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ يُنْفِقُونَ.
This is the book. In it is guidance sure, without doubt, to those who fear God, who believe in the unseen and are steadfast in prayer, and spend out of what we have provided for them.
We urge you to take the admonishment of Allah, to spend in fi sabilillah, in the way of Allah, from what Allah has provided to you in order that you may keep truth and balance in the media. This is your program. Without you, we are not here. Alhamdulillah, thank you for your generous support in the past, and we urge you to continue in the future. Nasiha, I would like to say that it's very seldom that we get a chance to work together on the program, and it's been a pleasure for me to be here with you today.
I've enjoyed it very much. And we've enjoyed having you. Please don't forget to watch our program, the television program Islam, and don't forget to give generously. Assalamu alaikum.
And thank you for joining us on Islam.